Now, effective collaboration and monitoring of outcomes with lawyers is also very important, because if lawyers get involved, you must be responsible to see that things are done properly. What do you need to do for that? You need to know the labor law provisions, how to build the document trail for employees, especially for disciplinary proceedings, hierarchy of courts, and you should also know how to like read a case. You should not know all the cases, but at least if the lawyer writes names of 3 4 cases in the petition and you have to review it, then you should know ki whether the lawyer is citing it for the right reason or the wrong reason. Okay. And you should, so if you have these skills, then you can collaborate with lawyers, and you can use your drafting skills also for pre-legal work. Now we have to look always, if you have legal skills, great, but how does it translate into real solutions for your company? Right, without that it's no point. You can have as many skills and people still won't value you. So all your skills must lead to the following. Okay, so you now connect every skill to this solution. How have you improved, or how are you improving the company's culture? How are you encouraging the right kind of behavior? See, you do disciplinary proceedings correctly, you do policies correctly, you can amend, draft, improve policies, you can do better trainings. All this are happening then, correct? So you have to keep mapping it to the organizational outcomes in terms of business. How are you incentivizing good performance and weeding out non performance? Again, very important question, right? How are you increasing the total output of the company, performance of the company? How are you reducing waste or additional cost and improving profits? So look at all the tasks you were doing above, including going to court. All of that was taking responsibility for this. Are the rules and the framework consistent to this? How are your actions improving the reputation of the company or reducing the risk of adverse publicity? Okay, just notice that everything we discussed is adding up to this, and you can actually say that, I did this task and this helped us in this way by saving cost or encouraging the right kind of behavior or improving our reputation or minimizing the risk of negative publicity. Then you have to look at this. Does your client have visibility? Does the client know about these outcomes? Does the client know that your legal service will give them, your HR consultancy service around the legal aspect will give them these outcomes? Do you make these outcomes a part of your sales pitch and client onboarding process? Okay. Do you make case studies out of this? Should you now that is the question that you need to think of. If you do that, then you will get more clients. Should you specialize or continue to have generic skill sets? Okay. So now the thing is that if you only specialize in one or two aspects, you will go niche, but sometimes the work is very seasonal. So it may be worthwhile to have a bigger range of skills and not just super specialized. Like if you only super specialize in posh, you'll find a lot more work between December to March of every year because of compliance increasing, but lesser work at other times. So what will you do at other times? That becomes a question. Okay. So there is need of one-stop solutions more for organizations, and I'll tell you why. They already find it very difficult to work with CACS and lawyers. Why? Because sometimes one aspect, one transaction has an accounting aspect, has a secretarial aspect, has a legal aspect, and each of these three people have to coordinate amongst them. It's not easy, it's challenging. Now in HR only, if there are so many sub branches, an organization will not be able to manage it. And who will manage the work of so many people working on different parts of HR? So in HR space, there are way too many layers, and it is possible for you to combine those. The employment consultancy market today is completely or largely only focused on compliance and all these other areas of gaps that I showed you, like industrial relations, drafting, higher value problems, contract related aspects, contract labor related aspects, startup related consultancy. All these are missing.